Good evening, Dr. Jacobs. My name is Ron M. Pichardo. This is a presentation or representation of my FitTrack Usability Evaluation app. Thank you for the grace. Thank you for extending my time because I needed it in order to get this project done. Okay, so let's start now. So the introduction to the usability. Usability reflects efficiency, learnability, and satisfaction. The MAUQ helps measure usability in mobile health apps, essential for adoption and sustained app engagement. Factors: ease of use, design clarity, and functionality. Usability evaluation of FitTrack app. FitTrack is a standalone mobile health app for lifestyle tracking. Focuses on sleep, calorie, hydration, and cardiovascular monitoring. Usability evaluated using the MAUQ instrument. Goal: to enhance user engagement and app functionality. About the app, FitTrack tracks sleep, hydration, food intake, and cardiovascular activity. Users input height, weight, their age, and goals. Custom reminders and activity insights are available. Simple design aimed at improving lifestyle behaviors. As you can see, the 17 comprehensive measurements: weight, BMI, muscle mass, hydration levels, as I mentioned before, bone mass, body age, body fat, just to mention a few, muscle weight, protein amount, obesity degree. Home screen and features: clear dashboard with health metric shortcuts, reminders, progress charts, and profile editing. Cardio activity input is highly rated by the users. Meal login offers limited preset choices. As you can see, you could log your weight, you could remind your progress charts, the profile editings, and the health metric shortcuts. It's very straightforward and very clear. The hypothesis and objective. Hypothesis: higher MAUQ score indicate better usability. Better usability leads to higher engagement. Objective: evaluate FitTrack using MAUQ and user feedback. Identify usability strengths and improvement areas. Research questions: what are FitTrack's usability strengths and weaknesses? How do MAUQ results inform design improvement? What barriers affect users during onboarding? How can user satisfaction be increased? These are great questions that help me answer the usability of this app. The goals: identify usability issues faced during real usage, access FitTrack's support for user health goals, translate findings into actionable recommendations, enhance appearance and operational flow of the app. Methods: 3 participants aged 18 through 50 tested the app, used MAUQ survey and task-based testing. Tasks recorded with observation of behaviors, pre-post surveys completed by all users. Each participant received waivers and received explanation individual of study, all while confirming no prior knowledge of the app. Pre-questionnaire was conducted in isolation area, work, and home office. So it's funny how it says work and home office, because the 3 individuals that I chose for this observation, because I have so much short time to do this data and this observation. What was it? 7 days, 7 or 8 days. Dr. Jacobs allowed me to just choose 3 participants. So the 3 participants that I basically chose is people that was technically around a lot during the day. One being my fiance, she was 35. My manager at work, which I spent a lot of time with as well, she's 63, if I believe. And my best friend, who's always with me watching sports, comes over, plays with my kids. We actually even work together as well. So it made this project that much easier. But I did find, like my mother and some older folks, they're how can I say it? They don't really like technology, so the repetitiveness and the changing data every day was a little bit frustrating for them. Not because the app was hard to use, just because it was a preference. They didn't really like going into the app, changing data. Although that's how they get, you know, observe and get the data they need for their self use. So I saw that was kind of an issue for my manager. But I know it's funny, she doesn't like technology, so you know, I knew that was gonna happen, but it was fun to use her as a participant. The tasks performed were created by using profile with health data, log cardio activity, food and water intake, set and review progress towards health goals, and use reminder features and receive app insights. Usability testing tasks. Task 1. Complete personal health profile, which everybody did. My girlfriend and my fiance and my best friend found that very easy to do. Um, Task 2. Logging a meal and water intake. Overall, it was very easy for everybody to do. Task 3. Task cardiovascular activity. This was a tricky one for my manager. She didn't quite like this activity. And task 4, review progress dashboard. Overall, it was a very user friendly app. Everybody didn't have a problem using the app. I just found that my manager, which this is the negative feedback I was getting from her, as far as the repetitiveness and writing down the data daily that she needed to write in order to be observed the correct way. The metric is pretty self-explanatory. I think with the ages I just told you and discussed prior, you will know who was who for the most part, right? So participant number one was ease of use 4.0, interface and satisfaction it was a 6.14, and usefulness 5.33. This is definitely my manager. Participant number two, this was my best friend. Ease of use 6.6, interface and satisfaction was a 7.0, and usefulness was a 7.0. And I believe my fiance was the third participant. Ease of use 7.0, interface and satisfaction a 6.29, and usefulness overall was 6.5. Was pretty good grades across the board. Just with the hiccup of the usefulness with the 5.33, she wasn't very happy with the input of the data and the usefulness of the app sometimes. Quality feedback. Users confused by medication reminder setup. Positive response to fitness tracking features. Desire for more customization across the board. Interface appealing but setup overwhelming. So overall, the feedback was great. The medication reminder setup. My manager was the only one on medication. My fiance is not on medication, and my best friend is not on medication. For everybody, it was a bit overwhelming starting the setup. Um, because I think I should have had a tutorial for it. It could be easier for everybody to input the information they needed to input. Although I don't personally like it, it was pretty straightforward. But I think that would have helped overall the whole process. And some of who was it? My best friend wanted more customization across the board, meaning more things that is customized for the individual. Which I think would have been easy to find in settings, but I guess they didn't go that far into trying to customize the app to their well liking. But overall, I got a great response for the app and the use of it. The results: users praise activity tracker and visuals. Confusing during profile setup, as I mentioned before, and the reminders. Need for clear labels and feedback cues, and request for goal customization. As I mentioned before, they wanted more customization for themselves as far as the individual that was inputting the data to use it to get the results they wanted. Recommendations: simplify data entry for new users, improve navigation and error feedback systems, enable customization for all health goals, add onboarding tutorial and support prompts. So yeah, this is the one I was talking a few minutes ago about adding onboarding tutorial that supports the prompts for them to know what to do. So I personally, when I get on a new app, they usually always have onboarding tutorials on how using the app, on how to use it, where to find certain things. It's just something that I always overlook because I'm pretty good with technology, and I know how to find things, especially if it's a friendly user app. I'm very good with that. Well, that's my taste and my liking, but others will actually watch the tutorials to support the prompts and for them to find things that they might not know how to find if they don't look at the onboarding tutorial. So I think this is a preference thing. I found again out of three individuals that my fiance and my best friend were they were pretty much easier to navigate the application other than my manager that wasn't so technology friendly. Although it was a very user friendly app, I think anybody that is not technology friendly or does not like it will find it difficult to use, to be honest with you. Conclusion: FitTrack shows strong usefulness and decent satisfaction. User value, cardio and progress tracking tools. Design barriers affect onboarding and feedback clarity, and enhancements can boost long-term engagements. So overall, it's very successful app application. The feedback was pretty steady, pretty good. There's a few things that I could work on, as I mentioned before. Maybe the tutorial would have been great for those that like that type of information. But I think everything was positive. Logging these other references by the way of some graphs that I pulled and things that I needed to justify the study in the beginning of the project, which I will also put in the paper on Friday, and you'll see. But what I was saying, so yeah, pretty much overall it was great. They were easy to observe. Again, I spent a lot of time with them. I also do understand why you said that a study like this will take a long time, and I see why. Luckily, I was able to only use three participants in order to get this data. I found it the gathering of the data a bit easy for me because I do this as a job. I do this at my job. I gather a lot of data on individuals, maybe more than 30 people a day. That's you could say I'm a supervisor that deal with this, with data overall. So it was pretty easy at that stature. I also like the fact that I was kind of challenged. I'll be honest, when you told me if I think I could do it, I didn't think I could do it. I'll be honest with you. But thank you for your grace, and you allow me to only use three participants, and it was easier for me to be able to observe these individuals to spend a lengthy amount of time with me. Like I said before, my best friend works with me, my manager works with me, and my fiance lives with me. So it made everything easy, and everything was fluid and it flowed. So overall, I was very happy. I learned a lot. I worked under pressure, which I'm kind of very proud of because it was very hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was tremendous. The hard part was again, maybe putting everything together, but the easy part was gathering the data. I thought it was gonna be the other way around, but no, gathering the data was the easy part. I guess because as a part of a tool that I use at work, it was easy, and I know more or less it was closer to home. But I want to thank you again for giving me the time and the grace for me to be able to complete this. I technically worked on the Lab 8 slideshows and paper almost at the same time. I know it sounds a little bit kind of like it's a lot of work, but I think that it worked out for me. I just finished this. I think probably like at 10:58. I just finished uh, um, the the slideshow, and I'm still working on the paper, which I should be done on time actually. So I want to thank you again, Dr. Jacobs, for giving me so much grace, understanding that I had a misunderstanding and I didn't follow through, and I get it. I saw the mistakes even before we had the Zoom meeting, and I just want to appreciate, I really appreciate you giving me the time to make these things up, and you know it's good I was working under pressure because it also helped me learn how to work in such a tremendous amount of short time and pressure. So I want to thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being my professor. Thank you for everything. I've learned a lot in your class in a short amount of time. I think I had you before as well. I'm not sure if I had you last term. I'm trying to remember. I think I did. Yes, I did. And you are just a great teacher overall. There's no there's no handouts with you, which is great. I'm not that you know all that type of person, but I really appreciate you with your teachings and your knowledge. Okay, so thank you. Hope I did better than I thought I was gonna do, and hopefully this information you know helps others and with a study one day. But thank you so much, and have a great night. I look forward to talking to you. Okay, Professor. Thank you so much.